Welcome to Framework Fortune and welcome back Framework Fortune community. It's time for another one of Ben's stock reviews, and this was a stock requested by a subscriber from the top 10 mining stock video, and this one was not on my list. This is ticker symbol NAK, and this is Northern Dynasty Minerals. So looking at the chart back since 2005, it's not been doing too well. It was way up there around $20 around 2011, but thing has been very volatile, up and down. Not quite as crazy here recently. I'm guessing maybe this was some stock splits or something going on, or they didn't strike gold or something. Looking at it overall, we got a downtrend, almost a triangle really, of this long consolidation over the last few years, but very strong support right across the bottom here at about 35 cents. And that is the bottom of your triangle. So at some point, it's either going to break to the upside out of this triangle, or it's going to crack the bottom of the support and go down lower. The lowest it's been is 17 cents. So we could easily see that back down there. But it has been getting some volume. If we look here recently, at the beginning of this January, a lot of buying volume came in there, and it's just kind of died off since. Do have an indecision candle there above support, and it's pushing up a little bit, so this could get back up to that 50-cent level. But right now it's very bearish under all EMAs, which is not the best thing to see. But let's go take a look at some of the stats, see what's going on with this stock. And it's got about 464 million float. So a little bit higher float than I like, but for a longer trade hold, shouldn't be that big a deal. So we got the overview here. So looking at their balance sheet, looks like in 2020, they had 141 million in assets and only 6 million in liabilities. So very low liabilities. I do like that they've got good assets and very low debt. Let's look at their income statement, see if we got any positive cash flow. So I'm looking here, we got a lot of negatives on the net income. Total operating expenses has been about the same. Actually, this is the cheapest they've been in 5 years, but not a whole lot of difference there. Let's see, 2019, and you see negative free cash flow, so I don't like that. Looks like they've got some cash from their financing activities. No investment activities in 2020. That's concerning, because that means either one of two things. Either one, they don't have money to invest, or maybe as a positive, they don't need to invest because they have their minds finally working. If the investments and financing was going to that. They do need to get their operation costs down or make a lot more money. There's some stuff to like about this company, but there's a lot of stuff not to like. I'm just curious what is going on. Let's hop in their website and see what's going on there. So they got a world-class Pebble Project in Alaska. Let's see, the Pebble Project is the most significant underdeveloped copper and gold resource in the world. So if that's the case, if there's a lot of gold and copper and they've got a mine already, then they could have some big money coming to them, especially if it's true that it's undeveloped, because that means that there's probably a lot under there. It's not been tapped yet. Let's check out the corporate presentation here. See the investment highlights. Got copper here, a critical metal for the green future, which is true. It's going to be used in renewable energies technology. So okay, they're focusing on copper for green energy. And there's also silver and gold that are good for that, which I'm not seeing anything about silver yet. Oh, right here on world-class resource, says this is among the globe's greatest accumulations of metal, potential domestic solution to U.S. foreign supply chains. And then we do have AU, which is gold, and AG, which is silver. So they're looking for copper, gold, and silver, which is what we want to see them look for. And let's see here. We got local and regional capital investment, GDP and government revenue growth expected. You can see their focus is on the green future. They're just talking about copper being good for that. Then it says, where will the U.S. get its copper? The world's top 10 copper projects are outside of the U.S. But Pebble ranks as the second largest undeveloped copper project globally. 17% of contained copper of 10 top copper projects, 74% of contained copper of 10 top U.S. located projects. So that's pretty interesting. They got access to a lot of copper if they can get it out of the ground. Oh, and it looks like they have measured it. They have got in there and measured it, and there's some rhenium, don't know what that is, and I don't know what molybdenum is. Never heard of that one, but looks like there's quite a bit of silver and gold and copper in those mines. So this is their anticipated relative value. So it seems like they haven't pulled anything out of the ground yet. It's a junior miner, obviously. Maybe they're about to strike. When they strike and they set up and start moving that product, it could be a good one. If they get down in the ground and their measurements was off and there's way less copper and gold than they thought, then this thing could go bankrupt. This is the risk that you take with investing in junior miners. They're junior miners because they are a new startup, or maybe not even new, as we saw on the chart. This thing's been around for some years, but it does take them time to measure out all the ground, get the permits, all of that stuff. And they do have to take out a lot of financing and get investors to help them stay afloat during that process until they actually strike and start moving metals and getting it to buyers. I do like that they are focused on the green energy, because it looks like we're going to go towards green energy no matter what, whether the government forces us to or the free markets take us there. That's where we're going to. So that focus is nice, but I would want to make sure that that focus is not just a bunch of hoopla to get you distracted and get you baited to come in and buy this cheap junior miner. It all looks good on their investor presentation, but that's the thing about investor presentations. It's just like a Christmas present. The company does not want to put out a crappy Christmas present. They want it to be nice and pretty and have a whole tree with ornaments and lights. So I definitely think it has potential, but it is a very risky long-term hold for a mining stock. I don't think it would make I probably wouldn't put it above any of the top 10 that I named in the top mining stocks, but I do appreciate you bringing it to my attention, because I do like to check out some junior miners, and this one is going to go on my big precious metals watch list. So that's it for this stock review. If there's a stock out there that you'd like me to check out, leave it in the comments below with the ticker symbol so I can find it, and I'll add it to the list. Still got a few that I got to get out, but we will get there. If you haven't yet, go check out frameworkfortune.com. Appreciate everybody joining me as always. Stay safe out there. Until next time.